know what we call this in the United States? God's ketchup. Right there.
I've never heard that before. I think he just made it up.
Is this how the other half lives all the time?
One of those things just never happened.
When somebody rips one, you know it, and it's not yours.
It was like Bugs Bunny when he like smelled the carrot soup.
That is the most random thing. What are you talking about?
It's impossible.
Presented by Price Leaks.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from Saigon. This is the Overseason podcast.
Ho Chi Minh.
Well, you say Saigon if you're in Saigon. You say Ho Chi Minh officially outside of Saigon. But inside this city, you say Saigon.
I like Saigon better.
Saigon.
I like Saigon better. And guess what, Tony?
What's that?
I get it.
I didn't say the date. You jumped in. I said I was going to
We're
start the
listening
show.
to the Overseason podcast.
I said I was going to start the show, and then you can't help just jumping in and like stepping all over my shit. It is April 26th in Saigon, and this is the Overseason podcast, and welcome to the show.
Welcome. And welcome to Saigon. I was going to say, I get it.
I get it, too.
I get it.
Day 3, it starts to kind of open up a little bit, and you're like, whoa, the shit isn't in the streets. It's like down all these crazy alleyways and stuff, and there's great... I don't even know where to begin, so I'm just going to jump right in and start on something.
Let's go.
The economy with which these doesn't happen anymore. God.
No, but how do you
Now we
say
have to cut that out.
how do you say sitting it's not Indian style. What is it?
You can't
Native
say Indian style anymore. No,
Native
it's
American
like
style, Cherokee
crisscrossed
style.
applesauce.
Crisscross applesauce. Well, it's not quite that. It's more. There is certainly an Asian chill, like
They just
stoop
like
position.
bonk down and they're comfy like that.
Like
for hours.
crab. It's like a crab sitting, like a crab stance.
I watched you kind of try to like sit on that low plastic chair the other day, and you were not happy. So
It's not that I wasn't happy. It's that I literally lost feeling, and I got pins and needles in our. So everything about this place has been exciting and fun and awesome. One thing I will say is that if you are mass challenged, if yo ass is fat as mine is, PHAT, the sitting on plastic stools is definitely, I think, more
because they're low. They're
low. Yeah, it's low sitting, and I'm decently flexible and stuff. But we went Neil, our main man and producer, the owner here of Saigon Podcast Studios, the Scott with the I don't know. I don't know anything that rhymes with Scott except for bot. The Scott with the shot.
There you go.
All right. So so he was kind enough to take us. We had a double pho yesterday, which may have
one
mentioned
right
in
after
the
the
show.
other. Yeah.
We went to a halal pho spot, which was pretty cool. And it's funny because they didn't have tables when we arrived, and they must know Neil because I think they were starstruck and excited when they saw him. And he's like, "Hey, we need a table for 3, please." There wasn't any because they were busy, and it looked like a spot where
It was a halal place, and like the mosques
right next to a mosque, and there was a couple other spots around there, but it was busy, and they just made a 3-top appear. They pulled
Out of
like
nowhere.
a janky little plastic table with some janky little chairs.
Just extend the dining room.
Dude, they made a 3-top. They literally made a 3-top, and we sat in this 3-top, and my chair had a couple little pointless arm rests on them, and all they were doing was cutting into my hips, digging into my hips as I was eating.
You got the economy seat.
Yes, exactly. So once I finished woofing down this delicious bowl of pho,
And you also had like a bowl of tendons as well.
I had a bowl
You're
of
a
tendons.
tendon freak.
I
This
fucking
is
love
like-
the
you
tendons.
just love the.
I could really get into this place.
Yeah.
I could really. But anyway, so we had a delicious bowl of pho, and you're kind of hunched over because I would say if the table is taller, then the seat is probably
It's like
18 inches
it's
off
a
the
coffee
ground.
table.
Yes,
You're
and it's
sitting
a
in a
coffee
co- yeah,
table.
you're sitting in a coffee
trying
table.
to eat on that.
Which is good because you're like slurpy and it just doesn't get on your shirt. I feel
Yes.
like you're kind of like really hunched over.
Yes, I could certainly see how
Except
a
you're in
Quasimodo.
you're in your white linen button down.
I was
Super fancy.
I was feeling a little bit. Yeah,
I could tell you're uncomfortable.
I was a little uncomfy yesterday.
Well, day 3 we started getting the vibe. And like, wow,
What a wonderful
we've only
place.
Even just thought about looking at the surface that we're trying to scratch. You know.
Well, and so the gentleman who does own this podcast studio, Neil, he's traveled the world. He's taught English. He's done stand up. He's done quite a bit of things. But his original plan, I think, with him and his wife, were going to be here 6 weeks, and they've been here 10 years now.
I could see how that
And
could
I can,
happen.
yes, I get it. So today, we've had the beginnings of what is a great food tour
Yep.
in Vietnam, and it's
Just today?
It's just start. It feels like it's
I
just
know.
starting.
We're just kind of getting the preface. We're not even to the table of contents yet.
Yes, and I'm just getting comfortable with my first Vietnamese phrase. It gets easier and lighter and frothier and more enjoyable to say every time, which is
Come on.
Thank you. Yes.
Come on.
Come on. Come on. It's fuck. And the more you lean into the come on, I think the more they appreciate it. Like they like it.
Keep telling yourself that.
I think they love it. I mean, all Vietnamese people have to come on too. They love it.
Got to be
And-
really careful with your intonations because
Right.
it means like dog or market or
Yes, there's a lot of
varies
different
wildly.
words that, based on your inflection, could mean many different things. But so okay, today. Well, so let's start
talk
with
about today. Let's talk about yesterday.
Let's talk about You're absolutely right. So yesterday, I think we learned a valuable lesson in Thailand. Which was that tasting menus at restaurants, even if they're a little on a fancier side, are a great way to begin understanding the spectrum of
Table
flavors.
contents of
yes.
right. Yes.
Different ways to appreciate and understand flavors and preparations and historical classic dishes, all this kind of stuff. And we went to a great restaurant, which was very busy yesterday, called Anan. Right?
We're going to their sister restaurant tonight called Foie,
Pot
which is a
au
funny
feu.
little French turn of phrase type thing. So I'm looking forward to that.
Me
Kinda.
too. Well, and we'll get into that.
Yeah,
But
okay.
but so we had a great meal yesterday, a tasting menu, and I'll give you a quick little update on the tasting menu.
I had, I loved it. I thought the food was great.
Yeah, I
would
did
go
too.
back, but I didn't feel as immersed in the flavors as I did when we were in Thailand, or what I did when we were in. There was nothing was. God, how do I say this? Nothing was pushing the boundaries for me, and Vietnam is a place where boundaries can get pushed.
Yeah.
With some fermenty, salty, garlicky, spicy type stuff. There was nothing too aggressive in the meal.
Well, we started out with.
Would you agree or would you not? Do not agree?
It was definitely. I thought the food was excellent. Maybe it was not as adventurous and as opinionated and as of a place as maybe what we experienced in Thailand. I thought that the tasting menus in Thailand that we had were very. First off,
Punch in the face.
punch in the face, incredibly opinionated, very of the country, very Thai. And there wasn't anything that we ate while we were at those tasting menus in Thailand that would ever make you feel like you weren't there.
Right.
They were very of the place.
Right.
And last night,
I feel the same thing about that place we're always talking about, Leo in
right, Leo in Bogotá.
Bogotá.
Yeah. And maybe yesterday was a
A
little
little
bit
more French, but which
little more international.
has a cultural history here.
Yeah.
The French influence, right? It just was. It was everything was great.
It was an excellent meal, and I would recommend it.
Yes.
Without hesitation. If and
If you
service
want
was
to come to
excellent.
Vietnam and eat with a bunch of whiteys,
It certainly was a bunch of caucasity
Yeah.
in that dining room. But look,
they gotta
I-
eat too.
yes, the cock's got to eat too. I agree. And so we started out with lychee martinis.
Those are good.
Lychee martinis are how do you say that?
I think the gentleman next to us thought we were on the same team. when we both ordered lychee. No, it wasn't lychee martinis. It was jackfruit.
You're right.
Yeah.
And they were delicious.
Yeah, they were good.
Very good cocktails. Service was excellent.
You made some friends with the sommelier.
And she was awesome.
Were you
and
surprised with the sommelier service, with the wine selection?
I-
Because wine's not very big here.
Yeah, so I think Asia in general, maybe aside from Hong Kong and a little bit in Japan, but it's not, the culture here is definitely growing and evolving in terms of appreciation of wine, but it's not,
There's
it's,
weird,
it's
like
not an easy place
yeah,
to
there's
drink.
other like tariff. You know, it's not
Import taxes are
right.
high.
It's expensive to get even like mediocre wine. Here.
Yes.
as we've learned. I don't know this myself.
I think a good way to think of it is that once wine is imported here, it's going to be 2x the price of almost anywhere else in the world,
Right.
at least in, Europe, or definitely 3x Europe, 2x the United States.
Right. So
in-
you were
in
looking
terms
through
of
the
cost.
list and you did a little like, do a little
Do a little dance and then you drink a little water.
No, you can tell that like the sommelier knows that you're
I was into it.
of a feather.
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Like you can
yes.
tell by what you pick, like the little like secret little things they place in there for like the people who know want to drink this stuff.
Yes.
And you seem to pick those two. You asked questions between two sparklings, I think.
There was
Sure
two
shows.
different wines, yeah. So we walk up through the dining room, and it had two levels, and I was shocked by the New York style seating. I'm not gonna lie, it was a packed restaurant with very tight seating, right? But good on them, they were full, right?
So you go from the alleyway, crouched over a plastic
true.
table to be like, why are these tables so close together?
You're right. Anyway, I mean,
Well, because it felt like it's mostly tasting menus and they kind of like sit at the same time. So I think it's like, it's not revolving services. Didn't feel like that. A lot of the tables that were close to us were getting the same dishes.
yes, except for one table to the right of us, a table of Français
Yeah.
people that got some dishes that I was jealous of, but we can get into that. Do you have a copy of the menu?
I'm still a little jealous.
I
of that.
somehow didn't get a photo of the menu.
I did take a photo of the menu because you took a photo of everything else.
I did. Okay, cool.
So the first little amuse-bouche
Okay,
was
yes.
a beef jelly pig ear jellyfish. There was jellyfish in that?
There was jellyfish
I
in
did
that, and
not
I didn't
know
know
that.
exactly what the jellyfish in there was, but it was a
Mushroom, susu chayote, nok chom sauce.
yeah.
It was like 2-3 little demi-tasse spoon bites. So it would be hard
with
to...
like a gelée.
Yeah.
It was good. It was refreshing. It
Yeah.
had cool textures in it.
Everything was delicious. Lots of little flowers on things.
Yes, lots of little baby flowers.
Really very articulately plated.
Yes.
The second course was oyster brioche.
Oh, okay.
Anan Tang. Sorry, my picture's a little blurry. Trang oyster in a crispy brioche pastry with local oregano. Who would have thunk it?
Uh-huh.
And chili sauce.
And this was a great little dish. It was a one-biter. It reminded me of like an oyster gougere, just in how it was served
That's
and what it
very
looked like,
much
right?
And getting to the French part of it
Yeah.
too, right?
And it was a delicious dish. Everything we had, I really liked. Next dish was one of my favorites.
Crab and asparagus with Saigon curry, local white asparagus, which kind of blew my mind. Like, do they have
yeah.
white asparagus here? Sea urchin and fennel.
It was great. So it was served in a half shell, and it had this beautiful light. It was cold. It was served cold, and it was crab meat and sea urchin. And
Yeah, it was great.
Beautiful, these silky textures.
Urchin pops up a few times on this menu.
It does, and the sauce that kind of draped over the crab meat and the urchin, and I think it was like a white asparagus puree. It was like sweet,
Yeah.
and earthy. It was a
great.
beautiful dish, and it had like a solid, like let's call it. It was another demi-tasse dish, but it had a nice amount of crab meat in there. It was delicious. And then we had the Michelin dish, which it seems like every tasting menu of a Michelin restaurant now has.
Salmon
Beautiful.
waffle tart. Vietnamese bon nong waffle tart. It was kind of like one of those Christmas cookies from like Northern Europe that they're like deep fried. They look like a snowflake.
Like a Crispell or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, exactly. Like a Crispell, but it was hollow, so it was filled
Yes.
up with the smoked salmon. It was great.
It was delicious, but it's one of these tart, like these little crispy tarts that are filled with things that are beautiful.
Crispy tarts.
And has all like the little herbs on it.
Yeah.
It feels like this dish has become like a standard in all restaurants.
This
that
is
are tasting
kind of what I
menus
was
now.
saying getting into it, right? It felt dill cream, like dill smoked salmon. It was great. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
I would have it again. But it wasn't.
Right. It didn't. You could have had that dish in London.
Yeah.
You could have had that dish in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
We just happened to have it in Saigon.
Yeah.
Delicious, but didn't really speak. It didn't speak come on
Right.
to me.
The next dish was foie gras spring roll.
Oh, dude, it was good.
Foie gras, pork, herbs, and mango brulee. Everything was good. Everything was
Everything
excellent.
delicious.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. This was a great dish. It would have been. I could see our great pal Ronnie Sanders freaking out over this
Really?
one.
Why?
It was, well, first off, he loves foie. I love foie.
Who doesn't
love
love
foie? But so this dish had a bunch of beautiful fine herbs. It was a
Fiends.
Fiends herbs. It had a bunch of little herbs on the side, and then it's essentially a crispy spring roll stuffed with foie, and then topped with this bruleed mango. It was creamy and rich and crispy, and the mango had a beautiful like acid cut. It was a great
It was
dish.
great. And did you say Did you say the sparkling that you actually chose, the champagne? Did you say that yet?
No, let's get to the menu, and then we'll get into the wine service.
Are
and
we
stuff.
drinking with the same? Are we?
Well, we are. Okay, so I was between two wines. When we came up the steps into the dining room, I saw that they had a wine fridge, and a couple of labels struck me as soon as we walked up. Jean Foyard was on the list, and that's a classic go-to Margon from Beaujolais. That is a great producer, is not crazy expensive. Even I think it was $100. Maybe you're going to go to the U.S. and get it for $75, but it wasn't like over the top in terms of costs. And it's a beautiful wine, and it's a great food wine. It goes with so many things.
It did. We had it with every course except for that last one.
Well, so I saw Jean Foyard. They had Hubert Lamy, which is a great producer from.
We didn't have that though, did we?
We didn't have that.
Well, so why are we talking about it? I said, what do we have?
What we did have.
Do you want to read the whole wine menu too, of things that we didn't have?
No, I figured you just wanted me to
gotta
get into the wine
I
mode.
can get a slow your roll before you get into like wine,
Just
baseball card trading stuff.
listen, just because I was sharing with the group some things I saw doesn't mean you have to get all.
Not all.
Huffy.
I'm just saying we didn't have that. We had these other
Well, we
things.
did have Jean Foyard Morgon, if you don't remember.
When?
We were going to get into it as part of our dishes with the pigeon.
That's what she gave us?
We had the Jean Foyard with pigeon because she was doing it as a part of her tasting menu.
I apologize.
And she was kind enough to
But
pour
we
us a
didn't.
glass.
We're not to that dish yet.
We ended up getting a bottle of Biacar Salmon, really great producer of champagne. And they had a 2008 bottling of the Nicolas Francois Blanc de Blanc. And it was honestly beautiful, but it was really tart.
Yeah, it was tart.
It was crisp and fresh, but it's one of those.
You didn't expect it to be that tart?
No, I mean, it's almost 20 years old. And I thought at this point it would have started to soften up and get more brioche, toasty, kind of caramelized in its flavors. And it's a baby. Like, knowing what that tastes like, it's a wine I would certainly buy and collect.
Yeah.
But I would wait 5 years for this wine.
Wow.
But it was beautiful. It was, champagne is one of those things that it just goes well with so many courses.
Yeah.
And what was cool is the Somme, knowing that it probably needed to soften up, didn't even ask, just went and decanted it. Did you notice?
I did notice that.
Pretty cool, and it's not something you often see. That
I was surprised. I've been to ask you about that. Like, decanted the champagne.
Yeah.
You're holding your phone right in front of your face for that camera that's facing you.
Ah.
If you just
Wow.
lower it a little bit, it's fine.
Sure.
But
Danke.
predominantly you're covering your whole face on your camera.
Okay. And then after that, what did we go with after that, Tony? What was our next course?
With the Le Petit Bon Mi.
So really cool plating.
It was like a bread cracker.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a hollow football-shaped cracker.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Like
Like
it
a
looked like
very elongated football
a
shape.
little mini baguette, but fluffy and puffy.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of like a water cracker in
Yeah.
terms of texture.
Sure. Yeah.
And it was stuffed with
Pate, Wagyu beef were on the outside.
Yep.
Oh, it's called an air baguette and pickles.
Oh, okay, cool.
There you go.
It was a great little dish. Creamy on the inside from the pate.
Mm-hmm.
It was wrapped in Wagyu. I mean, really cool little presentation. And obviously, you know, a little nod to the classic banh mi sandwich.
Next was blue prawn congee. This was one of my favorites.
Yes, this was a great dish.
Rice chow congee, river prawn, prawn mousse, and garlic chives.
Yes, this was a little rice porridge dish, topped off with some chard.
It tasted like vichyssoise to us, like hot vichyssoise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was a very creamy texture. I've had congee or congee, I don't know how you're supposed to say it. I've had it where it gets gelatinous, and it had a really nice, softer. It didn't congeal. It was like perfectly cooked.
Yeah, it wasn't like too starchy.
Yes, it didn't turn into tapioca starch.
Right.
It was garnished with these crispy little, like, it almost tastes like rice crackers, like puffed rice crackers, and then it had some fresh herbs and some prawn. Now, let me say, the Frenchies, there was a four-top of Frenchies next to us, and I'm not sure what menu they ordered. And we didn't get a chance to order a menu, but
I think we pre-ordered it, the menu, and we
Okay.
got like the whirlwind of Vietnam, right?
Understood.
So
We
chose, which is what we wanted when we were initially talking about it.
Yeah.
6 months ago, when we first made plans to go there.
great meal. But what ended up happening was, imagine you get, so we saw this table next to us of Frenchies that had big-ass prawns.
Beautiful.
Beautiful
Like
prawns.
langoustine prawn with like
Head on. I mean, and if you were counting size, I would say it was easily a U10 to
Yeah.
U8 size prawn.
it was big.
It was big,
Yeah.
and it was beautiful. And I saw this prawn hit the table next to us, and I was like, can't wait for that
Yeah, I know. I
course.
kept waiting for it. Then I was reading the menu, like something doesn't add up because they're getting a taste of me, but I don't see it on here. Maybe this, I couldn't quite figure it out.
So we got smaller portions, which is fine. But I did get a little jealous when I saw theirs at the table. That said, it was
they had fewer courses because
Yeah.
they had another dish.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Beautiful. It was a delicious dish though. So we got a more miniature version of their prawn, but their prawn was impressive. It was a beautiful prawn. It was a big prawn, biggest prawn I've ever seen. So then next, what do we have?
Next was black cod marinated in turmeric with a bun noodle with mom tom dill sauce. This is the second time dill shows up on the menu.
Maybe dill's more of a herbs here,
All over the place.
all over the place.
Yeah.
I love the use
Here's
of
your
herbs
whatever and a massive plate of
here. And we're
like drag it through the garden. They're literally dragging it through the garden.
every time we've got, and almost every place, whether it's a fuss spot, we just went to a great lunch, which we'll talk about, but almost everywhere it's an abundance of herbs that they serve things with. Thai basil, there's a weird one that
There's
tastes
stuff
like
we
fish.
don't even know what it is.
There's like a shiso leaf that's more purpley that's showing up here and there. There's cilantro, of course, that shows up.
Sawtooth cilantro.
Sawtooth cilantro.
Oh,
yeah.
I pulled up something on this the other day. It's like more. I gotta find it. Keep talking.
All right. But anyway, I think between here and Thailand, it's some of the most incredible, delicious, inventive, and exciting use of herbs that you've ever seen. And I go back to the U.S. often, and you always want to buy herbs. You go to this local supermarket and you buy a little thing of herbs. What they get away with at the supermarket, Tony, when they sell you chives, like the fucking completely beat up, bent chives in the tiny little plastic that they, you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
ridiculous, and that's $2.99, right? And they're
Sometimes
so egregious.
I get it though. Sometimes I get it. Sometimes I get the dill pack, just because there'll be a bouquet of dill. And it looks so beautiful, and I just know I'm not going to use it.
Yeah, yeah.
So instead of just pulling some off and throw it in my pocket,
Yeah, I've done that one.
you have.
I have certainly pulled that move. Where, like, for example, if I need a little piece, I haven't done it often, but I've also, when they like try to make you buy a potted plant of basil, instead of having a little bit of basil for you to buy or
Right,
like a
right.
little bunch of basil for your tomato salad this summer, they make you buy a fucking potted plant, hydroponically grown basil that you're expected to keep alive. I'm just trying to make a lunch.
This is for the man
I'm
who
not
wants a
trying
yard.
to bring home
Right.
a fucking pet. But anyway, I have, in those situations where I felt a little slighted at the local Wegmans, I have said to myself, you know what, fuck off. I am not buying a potted plant
I
of
didn't-
basil,
yeah.
and then I'll break a leaf or two off, knowing that's all I want to garnish with. It's all I want.
Right.
Right? And I'll just throw it in the bag of parsley that I'm also buying.
So that's smart.
Yeah.
So sawtooth coriander.
Okay.
It's indigenous to like the South America, native to Mexico, the Caribbean, Central and South America, but it's cultivated worldwide. Did you?
Oh.
Would you even imagine that?
I see it a lot in Bogotá, honestly. I've seen it quite a bit. It shows up for ajiaco.
The common name is culantro.
That's what I said. Yes.
Right.
Look at this.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. It's like it looks like how would you describe sawtooth?
It just
culantro?
looks like a very long blade of wide grass with
Yeah.
serrated edges.
God, you did that so well.
There you go.
Phew. All right. And then what was our next dish?
Next was the black cod marinated in turmeric. No, I said that one already. Sorry.
Yep.
Did
That was a great dish. Meaty.
it was bigger than like they finally kind of it got past the three bite dishes.
Yes.
Into like, okay, here's a nice size chunk of fish.
It was delicious.
Yeah,
it was a great dish. Great texture.
Perfectly cooked.
It reminded me a little bit. It wasn't as sweet, but it did remind me of the Nobu black cod that's like marinated and has miso. This one's turmeric.
everything. Every cod probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Comes back to Nobu.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then the final course, which is what we had. Now it's your wine.
Yes, we we enjoyed the beautiful 08, beautiful yet young 08 Billecart Saumon Nicolas Francois wine with every one of the courses, and then we had pigeon coming, and it was a great dish, but we were out
That
of
tip-
champagne.
Well, she told us we were drinking it too fast. I'm like,
Yeah.
well,
You haven't
I
seen
think
you
they
haven't
should-
seen Tony and Azzy at work.
I think they. I think that the wine, the whatever you just said.
The champagne,
No, after the
the
show.
Jean Foyard,
The Jean Foyard Couture.
Côte du Pie, Morgon from Beaujolais,
Logo from Beaujolais. That
2023.
went way better with the pigeon.
It was a great dish
And-
and a great wine
champagne
pairing.
could have.
It could champagne goes with everything,
I
but
know it goes with everything, but you know.
no. It was nice to have
This was
something
like
with
a-
some more body.
Well, let me read the menu description. It
Okay.
was pigeon and sticky rice. It was like a little disc of
Yeah.
sticky rice. Local pigeon breast, pigeon la lot, sticky rice, foo quoc, pepper sauce.
I love the dish.
It was great.
It was great. However,
Table next to us.
the Frenchies once again one-upping us. We look over and they have this fucking beautiful rendition of char-grilled pork, a pork rib, rice. They had a timbali of like broken rice.
Timbal.
A timbal. A fried egg.
Oh,
a bunch
it
of
was the
fresh
egg that
herbs.
got you.
And
This
it
guy
was
and
like
eggs.
it was a rendition of what looked, I don't know, like a broken rice grilled pork chop dish.
It looked great.
It looked so good.
Had some kind of like little spice cracker on it too. We were really looking forward to getting this dish.
But we
Like,
didn't get it.
we hadn't understood yet that they were getting a different menu,
Tasting or
right?
yeah, or they went on the card.
I'm
or
like,
whatever
that's
they
not
did.
pigeon. Pigeon's on the menu. That's not pigeon. And you were like, yes, it is. Like, no, that's not
No,
pigeon.
then I looked over and I saw there was a big ass pork rib, and
Yeah.
I'm like, that.
Unless
I hope
they-
we get that too.
Unless they grow the pigeons here different.
I mean, that's very possible.
Then we had a very nice, a dessert that wasn't too sweet, which I appreciate.
Yes.
Not too much sugar. Chocolate and Viet coffee tart. Chocolate ganache, Vietnamese Robusta, which is everywhere, and Arabica, coconut jelly, red berry sauce.
That was also delicious. It was a fantastic meal.
Everything about it was great.
It was a
Every dish was
fantastic
good.
meal. The staff was great. It was a little tough. And look, I'll be the first one to say that I really appreciate all of the effort that everyone in the world, throughout the world, makes to serve English speakers. And it's interesting to see, like, even today in the lobby of the hotel, Chinese people will come. Obviously, there's no, I'm assuming there's no phonetic or shared words between Mandarin, Cantonese, and Vietnamese. And everybody uses English as the standard language.
That's why, yeah.
It's incredible. Yeah. It's just one of those things that's weird to see. Today I saw in the hotel Japanese, I don't know if it was Cantonese or Chinese, but I know it was definitely or Cantonese or Mandarin, but it was definitely a Chinese speaker. And everybody's talking and you know, obviously interacting with the hotel staff, Vietnamese, and they're like neighbors, but everybody's comes together in English.
We thought they were, remember that the restaurant we went to, Rice Field?
Yes.
And our server was from
Tibet,
which I thought was
Tibet or Nepal. Nepal.
Which we thought was crazy. Like,
well, the funny thing
Tibet,
is, yeah. So we sit down at our first official dinner when the first night I was here with Tony, and we're like asking our server if we're doing any justice to the pronunciations of the dishes, and she was so like nonchalant in saying, I don't know. And I'm like, well,
if you don't know, who knows?
Right. Like, we're just trying to learn here. And she goes, I'm from Nepal. And I'm like, and we're like, oh, well,
makes sense.
Got it. Got it. Your English is pretty good.
Yeah.
But, yeah, but so the staff last night, they were doing a great job of explaining dishes and the whole deal. The
sommelier really like latched onto you. She was like she finally found someone who spoke her language, so to speak.
Yeah.
In a way. And
exactly.
he was just going for it. So we were the last table there. You guys were having a nice chat. It was great. She gave us a reco of a denim store that we went to.
Yeah. So today Tony went. There is a really cool fashion
little
kind of district.
Area.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Everything here is down these alleys.
Yes.
You can't just drive down the streets and get a picture of the place. You have to like walk and explore and look around every little corner. It's pretty amazing.
And the culture here of restaurants is such that it's really cool. There's a lot of tiny little restaurants.
Super tiny.
There's not they're almost the majority of them is no fuss.
I would like it's stalls with seating.
And
behind them.
when Tony says stall, like imagine an unfinished shell.
Yeah.
It's like that. Like they don't even have doors. Like a lot of these restaurants are literally just like an open cubicle. Mm-hmm. And the restaurant where we ate in today was fucking delicious. Let's start there.
Yeah. I was so happy you found that. We've still been like not eating in the morning, which I think has been great because then we just pack it in from lunch on.
Yes.
Because, you know, the hotel's a fantastic buffet. And I've been very tempted.
Yes, as have I.
But we've been successfully held off.
We've done a good job. So, well, the thing is, I mean, the hotel that we're staying in, the Vin Pearl 81, is a really beautiful, cool hotel.
So, talking about this restaurant.
We're talking about Vin Pearl. I'm just saying that the hotel. The hotel is super nice.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
And dude, they have a beautiful little banh mi station.
Oh,
they have this
buffet.
pho station.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where, like, you know, if you walk into the buffet, we go up there to, like, just catch up and have coffee, but it's hard not
Vietnamese coffee's
to
good.
eat.
Yeah.
It's hard not to eat, especially when they do all these really cool...
Yeah, if we were a business traveler, we'd just do
yeah,
it, right?
exactly. Or if we came here often.
We're here to experience the outside world.
So we held off.
Yes.
And today we went to we went to this restaurant, which essentially is an empty shell. I don't even know if they had a door, Tony.
No, they don't have doors.
They didn't have a door, right?
No.
Can you imagine trying to operate a restaurant without a door in the United States?
If there's a door, that means there's air conditioning.
Right.
If there's no door, no air conditioning.
Yes. So this place had some fans going, which was good.
Yeah.
But it was a great little restaurant, which essentially is
a grill, they're probably like a 2-foot by 10-inch grill.
Yes.
Skewers.
Of skewers. Yep.
And kebabs, I would call them. More like kebabs, not skewers.
Right. Yeah.
You know? Like ground meat.
Yes.
Grilled.
Like ground meat on skewers with like some of them are wrapped in like leaves. Like
betel nut? betel nut,
It kind of like
BETEL.
Vietnam's answer to a stuffed grape leaf, but stuffed with beef.
Yeah, it was great.
So good. I loved it.
And then they had some chicken, of course, and they give you a plate of herbs, of course, and rice paper cut into quarters,
Yep.
which we had
Some
we
vermicelli
we
noodles.
struggled with a little bit because
Yes.
we didn't have any way to get them wet to soften them. So
What I
we were-
started to do, so a big, beautiful plate of herbs and lettuces and daikon, as soon as you sit down, just hits the table. I was using the lettuce leaves that were washed.
Yeah.
And I was
It
painting
still
the
wasn't quite
rice
enough.
paper. No, it
It
wasn't.
wasn't quite enough. I
But
was watching the other tables, and they caught me spying on them, and like,
Yeah, exactly. This place was called Quan An Ko Liang.
nice.
Quan An Ko Liang. And it was fucking awesome. So essentially, you sit down, they bring you all these herbs, you make your own spring rolls, essentially. Or no, summer rolls with the rice leaf, and, you know, comes
But there were
with all
spring
these
rolls
beautiful.
too. They were deep fried.
So we
rolls.
got spring rolls, we got grilled pork, we got grilled beef wrapped in coal fat. We had the it's not grape leaf, nettle leaf. What's the kind of leaf?
beetle.
Beetle.
BETEL.
Beetle leaf. We got all this kind of
It's
stuff.
big in India.
Is it?
I think so.
I've never been to India, but and
Myanmar.
Myanmar.
Chopped, toasted peanuts on this stuff, and then
Which
it
had a nice
comes.
texture. It's almost like they were boiled, right? They were kind of a
It-
chewy peanut.
It was one of my favorite food experiences
It was
that
great.
we've had. It
Yeah.
was excellent. And we ate our faces off. We had two Saigon beers each. We had what must have been 5 or 6 different dishes, and then they bring all these herbs and lettuces and stuff that you can wrap and make your own bites with. Comes with a couple different sauces. Vietnamese is really tough for me. I don't know why. I'm having
language?
I'm having a really hard time remembering the names of dishes. I'm having a really hard time.
Well, it's very
Come on.
you're in a different whole
It is.
universe as
Yes.
far as like what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. In your
Yes,
brain, right?
and my brain doesn't process. The majority of my Vietnamese food experience has been with you in Reno, a couple spots for pho, but I have had a bunch of different bum boe. I've had pho of different flavors, bo tai chun. I like to learn the things of a place, but all I've learned is the nam phung dishes, right?
Right.
And, you know, for example, I don't know how to say beef watercress in Vietnamese. I know how to say beef watercress. But you know what I mean? So anyway, it's overwhelming. And then all of the different...
It's like day 3. We're just finally starting to get in.
I'm
Now
really...
we don't want to go. Yeah.
I don't want to leave. We're really starting to get to appreciate and enjoy Vietnam. After we had dinner yesterday, we walked around town a little bit. It's got such a cool vibe here. It's like, you definitely are in Asia. It's definitely got its busy streets, but the sidewalks are clean and there's beautiful trees everywhere. There's these sprinkled in like so many influences from around Asia. Like there's all kinds of karaoke bars everywhere. You can hear people singing. There are
But the coffee culture is also pretty huge.
the coffee culture is huge.
I make fun of people with their mocha laccachinos, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that Vietnamese coffee that I had the other day, just
right.
yesterday, I could seriously get addicted to that. That could be part of my routine with the condensed milk.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was so good.
So one of the interesting things we've discovered here is that the classic Vietnamese coffee, which as Neil was kind enough to explain to us, is cafe phen, right?
Fin is that dripper.
So it's like ground coffee that's essentially like
like one of
a
those things you
pour over
put-
an espresso
Yeah.
machine had a baby
It's
almost.
a pour over. You just put the thing right on the cup.
Yeah, you put this little brewing contraption right over top of the cup, and it just drips right into the cup that you want to have into your glass. And honestly, Robusta is a type of varietal or a cultivar. Mm-hmm. The two major ones are Arabica, which is what most of the world drinks, And then there's Robusto,
Which is robust.
which is definitely a much more intense flavor, not as balanced, a little more roasty and
I have to
intense
check.
in
Does it have
flavor.
like more or less caffeine?
Here's what I will tell you is when we went to this really cool coffee shop that I forget the name of. It's just a lot's been going on.
Yeah.
I'm still jet lagged too. But they had green coffee that hadn't been roasted yet from a variety of different places within Vietnam, and I was looking at the green beans, and what I did notice is that Arabica beans tend to be on, let's say, like the lighter yellow green color, or like, let's say on the much lighter spectrum, light greenish, minty.
Like a chartreuse.
Yeah, like a chartreuse, right? And then they had a big batch of unroasted Robusta. And that's much more towards the mustard yellow.
Mustard yellow.
Yeah, it had more of a brown tinge in it, unroasted. So it already has more color in it before it's even been processed.
Interesting.
And speaking of the Vinpearl Hotel, they had a setup so that you could see how they make the classic Vietnamese coffee. They do the little espresso style pour over. It's coffee fan, right? It's just a pour over of the ground coffee into your cup. And I tried one that had not been
Condensed
no condensed milk.
milkified?
Yeah. It was my first time trying, I think, my first time trying exclusively Robusto beans in a coffee preparation, and
Strong too.
very strong, very
it's made
toasty.
strong.
Yeah.
It's not like your regular cup of coffee proportions.
Well, the first sip I had, I asked the person who was making these coffees. They had a nice little station set up where you could make your own Vietnamese coffee. My first question was, does this have coconut in it? It is so roasty, toasty, and not like burnt, honestly, more nutty, like sesame flavors. It had a really interesting coconut husky.
Like almond joy.
Yeah, seriously, yeah. It reminds me a lot of like a really rich cigar. Like I get those kinds of flavors from a nice, rich, toasty cigar. Anyway,
Damn, you're cooking now.
I'm cooking with fire. And I thought it was really cool because I think Arabica is what we drink
Right.
for coffee, right? And this expression of coffee, so it's not something I could drink every day. It's very intense, the flavors. And it goes to show you how important and delicious and contrasting adding sweetened condensed milk is and what it does to the
So
flavor.
Good.
Incredible. And then
So good.
so this guy could tell that I was really into coffee, and he offered me a salted coffee.
Which I have yet to try.
And
we
which
still have to try salted coffee and egg coffee. Maybe we'll go after this.
yeah, it's a great.
Yeah.
I'm dying for a coffee too.
Me too.
So, so the salted coffee was fucking delicious. So they take what seems to be, I don't know if it's just whipped cream or what, but it's rich, it's creamy, it's
It sits
foamy.
right on top of the coffee. It's
Yeah.
like a mousse of some sort.
Yeah, it's like a mousse. And as you drink your coffee, it sticks to your lips. You lick your lips. It's creamy. It's salty. It's like salted caramel macchiato.
Yeah.
But it's way better and way cooler texture. I really liked it. And we still have to try egg coffee.
Which is the custard on top, right? I haven't been able to mentally picture this. I've heard about it. But
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't either. So I'm excited to try that. But this is all to say, we're day 3, and I feel like I'm just scratching the surface and just beginning to get comfortable. And I could spend some time here.
Yeah.
And the food is so varied and delicious and refreshing.
Very different. Like flavors are hitting you from all kinds of sides.
Yes. I'd say in general, there's some shared flavors, like with Thai food. There's lots of herbs, but there's a lot less sugar in the food here. It's a little bit more elegant, balanced. It's not quite as I feel like in Thailand, a lot of the foods I had, there was like a lot of sweet, a lot of sour, and a lot of herbal right? But it's all very like intense.
That's kind of what I was missing at the dinner last night. It was a little too French. You know what I mean? I was
Understood.
looking for the different like fish. You know, the
You wanted
there's-
more contrasting flavors and stuff.
more
Not
like
as much finesse.
You know, it's funny because I watched a movie. I fly Air Korea on the way over, and they always have different movies. And there was a movie, a Japanese movie. I just pulled it up. What's it called? Called The Grand Maison Paris.
Okay.
And it's a Japanese movie about this Japanese chef who comes to Paris to get 3 Michelin stars.
Okay.
And the whole show is about like the things he has to do and change to get Michelin stars.
Okay.
You know, he kicks everybody out of his kitchen. He's moody. He's, you know, the whole thing.
You just described
right?
chefs.
Pushes everybody away from him. Then he has to go back begging to them to like come help him because they always supported him in the past to get his Michelin stars.
Was it a good movie?
I was kind of in and out. I
Okay.
just had it. I wasn't even listening to it. I just because it's subtitles.
Okay.
So I was just watching it. And plus, we've all seen this movie before.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, we've
can-
all worked there.
You know,
We've all worked at this movie.
I've been them sometimes
Yeah.
for many long time, many months in a row, years in a row. So it was kind of interesting because Michelin Guide does have such a presence here.
They
At the place in the
certainly
stall on the street, it's like Michelin 2024, 2025, 2026. Like
Yeah.
they got the plaques and stuff all over the city.
I wonder if that again comes back to the French roots. I really want to learn
For sure.
more about the history here, the connection with the French. You know, it's something that we should certainly dive into. I feel like because
Yeah.
now that we've gotten like a little bit of a
But that's
teaser.
what I mean. The menu last night was French. It was
Yes.
very French influenced.
Yes.
Right?
Agreed. Yes. Yes.
And even the sister restaurant tonight is Pas de Faux.
Out of foot. Yep.
Which I like the little turn of phrase. I like the little bit. I think it's going to be fun.
It should be a lot of fun.
It's going to be great no matter what. Last night
Of
was
course.
excellent.
It was a fantastic meal. And that's a place, I mean,
It just felt a little safe to me, as far as exploring the culture of Vietnam.
well, speaking of not safe.
Safe and I don't want to say pandering, but
Well, so last night we
Michelin-y.
stumbled into this Japanese whiskey bar. And we met a really cool bartender, and she had a nice little bar going on. We had a couple cool whiskeys. We had a Hakushu Forest. They had all kinds of stuff. They had, at least in Hakushu, which I'm a big fan of, they had regular Distiller's Reserve, which is like their base level. They had 12-year, they had 18-year, and then they had this forest stuff that I've never seen. We had a couple of those. We had
I'd tell about the glasses though. The glasses sat on this little pedestal, so you could put a rock in it and it would twist. It was like a tilt. It was
like a little carousel, like a glass carousel. So you could rotate your glass of whiskey. The ice in the middle, the big cube, would stay like stationary almost, and then you could flip this. It was like a Ferris wheel.
like a yeah.
It was cool.
It was like a pinwheel or something. It would just kind of spin around.
Or a yarmulke, if you know what I mean, like a dreidel. Sorry, like a dreidel. Anyway,
Right.
so but we had a great little cocktail and like a little post dinner, dram, let's say, and then we were talking to the bartender. She was very kind, and she had a cat. Her best friend and mascot. And Barback was a really cute cat. I forget the cat's name. But she was saying how if you want to eat adventurously in this country, you could eat almost anything. She was talking about crocodile. She was talking about
I
eating
missed
alligator
this whole conversation.
eggs. Yeah, and she got into
Alligator eggs?
Yeah, she said you could eat anything in this country. And that's when she got into the fact that she has to keep an eye on her cat.
Because the alligators come out of this. Get it?
Well, because
Somebody will
both
get it?
cat and dog are very
Oh yes, I caught this
very
part of the
easy
conversation.
to find here. I'm just saying, if you're over the French elegance,
I can go way over
we
to
can
the other side.
We can go to the other
All
side
right.
if you'd like tonight.
Some
Maybe have some chow
crocodile
chow.
eggs.
Maybe have some Labrador.
All right.
I don't know how you'd cook a Labrador, but anyway,
Little lemon.
yeah, little lemon pepper.
Yeah. Lemon pepper on everything. Does the
lemon
job.
pepper.
When in
golden.
doubt, pull out that lemon pepper, buddy.
I agree. Montreal spice is good for that too.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is all to say, Tony, we got to figure out how to come back here.
Yes, I agree.
am and we said the same thing about
Just
Thailand.
don't leave.
I know.
I know.
I know. It's just Southeast Asia. Look, if you've never had a chance to come out here,
It's a trek.
it's a trek.
This is why we
And
do
once-
this, because we
yeah.
come here to work, and then we might as well take a weekend on one side or the other, because we spent so many years traveling to Manila and just going back and forth from.
Yeah, without taking the time to appreciate and enjoy.
It takes 30. Let's just say it takes a full day, 24 hours, door to door for me. More closer to 30, including layover, including
Yeah.
taxi, including
Yeah.
all the 30 hours door to door. So, you know, you gotta explore.
Take
a little
advantage.
bit.
Yeah.
Take advantage.
And I would say, look, if you're a lover of food, especially what for me in Vietnam so far has been such a cool food culture. It feels like anybody can own a restaurant here. I'm not saying it's easy. It's more just like they make do with very simple things to accomplish very delicious food.
It's pretty amazing.
It's been really cool
I'm
to
still
see.
just trying to figure out how it all works.
Look, I mean,
I got one more day to figure it out, or maybe I'll be like Neil and I'll
never go back.
be here from. I'll be reporting from Saigon, 2036.
Well, and to leave you on this, Tony, I am lucky enough that in 2 weeks, speaking of enjoying and taking advantage of the trip out here, I'm going to Manila, going to be doing some work with our team, and then I'm going to be meeting Ronnie Sanders, to me, we're going to be doing a world tour, an Aussie tour.
A world tour, but only in Australia.
Right.
Got it.
So
A
I'm going to
world
meet
tour
him. I'm going to meet
of
Ronnie
Australia.
in Sydney, and then from there, or in Adelaide, I'm going to meet him, and we're going to see many of the different faces of wine from Australia. And I can't think of a better person to see all of that stuff with. Ronnie's been importing Australian wines for over 25 years. Works with some of the best producers. And this is all to say I should have some fun things to share. I would like to, I don't know if I'd rather eat a piece of kangaroo or box a kangaroo, but I'm certainly going to interact with one, I hope.
I can only say thank you for the invite.
You're always invited. You're always invited, Tony.
Well, have a good trip.
I'm excited. I brought all my podcast gear, so I'm going to make it a point to do a show with you.
Okay, great.
From there.
That sounds odd. Well, try to sync up the 16-hour time
Yeah,
difference, yeah?
Exactly.
It can't work. We were in the same time zone. We can't get on the phone together, so we'll see.
It's always easier for some reason when, the harder, the more is in the way in terms of planning, the easier it gets.
Right.
I don't know why. But I'm super excited. But Vietnam should be on your list. Saigon has been beautiful. We haven't seen anything outside of Saigon. But as far as food, people are very kind. It's so inexpensive. I changed $100. We've had many meals. We've also had, we've probably
That
had
was only 100 you changed?
100.
You gave me half.
I gave you half. I kept the other half.
And that has lasted us 2 days.
2 full days of multiple
And
meals.
into the third.
Yes.
Wow.
Today we had 5 dishes.
We were playing a little fast.
4
with the-
beers.
With the card at the restaurants.
And it was $18.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's really nice.
Cool. Let's get back out there.
Let's do it. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And stay hungry.
Overseasoned Podcast was brought to you by Over Easy Office, outsourced bookkeeping solution.